Guys, it is Kevin. It's the Kaged review. It's Thursday the 21st. It's also about 2 o'clock, I guess. And so this is my first video of the day. And it comes pretty heavily. We've been talking about borderline personality disorder and living with that and living with someone who has that. So, despite the misadventures of earlier, me and Becca, we're kind of coming together again, and we decided to go out. She actually got into some new counseling, which is good. We'll talk about everything in depth later. Becca's trying not to die as she records me. And so we went to grab food, which is why I'm carrying everything, because we got our little man here. Look at our little man. He loves this thing. He's always passed out. And then we got smart, and if my wife will pan behind me to the food, we got this basket here. We got this cart from Walmart, and we figured if we're not driving, we might as well figure out a way to carry everything. So we just spent like the last few hours her getting situated with this place that does like counseling. We had our first counseling session, then we went and got some food. We got some stuff to talk about, and we'll do that. And then hopefully we can get past this and we'll talk together about what happened, and this is part of living with BPD. And some days are good, some days are not. It's Kevin Jackowicz here, Kaged review. So today, there's really only probably going to be this one post because it's late in the day. A lot of things happen today. Things I kind of want to talk about because it's important. So we're eating, obviously. So I was scheduled to be to work at 10 today. That didn't really happen. We had just a moment today where Becca wasn't feeling great. She had, she's going through the postpartum thing. Her hormones are all out of whack. And then you add BPD on top of that. So, she has her ups and downs. And, earlier was a down. She was just dealing with a lot. And it's hard because I find myself in a position sometimes where I have to be super extra understanding in those situations and in those moments. And I don't always react right to those moments. I'm human, so I am not just flawed, but I kind of get the whole attitudes are contagious thing, just like anyone else. And so if somebody kind of gets snippy with me or whatever, I might get snippy back. But this morning it was just a moment where Becca was finding it hard to cope for a minute, and emotions came out, which is understandable. And, it kind of disrupted my day a little bit. I was a little bit late to work, which they didn't mind. I called them and let them know what was going on, that I was dealing with something at home real quick. And so, I go to work, and, I had to keep checking in to make sure that she was okay. And eventually we started talking about it and started talking through what had just happened. And one good thing about Becca is she is self-aware. She knows that there's something that she struggles with. She does regret, if she throws an attitude or whatever. She does feel bad if she lets her emotions get the best of her. So it's good in that way that she can come back and be like, you know what, I get it. That wasn't the best thing to do. And so we had to have almost a full day's conversation about what had happened and bring ourselves back to center. And after that, I feel like things were okay. But it took a little while for us to get back to okay. If you know about BPD, which I've talked about at length, you know, somebody that deals with those emotions can feel them a lot longer than somebody in a quote unquote normal environment, normal situation. And so it was one of those things that just kind of put today on pause. Like literally, my whole world stopped today for most of the day. Between work, taking care of Caden, taking care of my wife, like literally everything just stopped.
I'm done. Have rest.
That's it, really?
Yeah.
Nuggets. We just had some like cheeseburger mac. She was so hungry. So I was like, all right. She's been pumping milk most of the night. But I wanted to say that like it's really important that people understand how much more patient you have to be in this kind of relationship. You really have to emphasize that you're there, that you love them, that you support them, that you're not going anywhere. Milk. No, I'm just kidding. To be fair, sometimes you have to really push emphasis on certain things. Certain things are not okay. Certain things you just can't do. And somebody with BPD does not like rules. They don't feel very good when somebody tells them what they have to do. And that's just life, though. Everybody has something they have to do. Everybody. That's just part of life. It's part of getting through it. But it can be met with a lot of resistance. So, first of all, Becca, do you have anything you want to add to this?
Nope.
Nothing at all?
Nope.
No? You don't want to talk about?
I don't like talking.
That's okay. What about what it's like to have a postpartum with, you know, like the emotional ups and downs?
Nope.
This girl. I'm trying to get her to talk, but it's next to impossible.
Mm-mm.
But that's okay. That's up to her. I shouldn't really push that, but I don't know. I think one thing for me that really helped in my own situation was opening up about my own issues and my own problems.
I keep my personal life private, not share.
Well, and that's up to you. But for me, it really did help. It really did help me keep my worst natures in check and help me get a little bit of my own perspective. You know, and everybody's different. Everybody deals with things differently and heals differently. But at the end of the day, you know, things kind of got smoothed over. We went out, we got some food, which you guys saw a little clip of earlier, which was like all that we did. I mean, we fucking had those tiny little posts and then this talking about the day. So that's really all I'm going to do for today, just because today was just spent. It was just kind of in limbo. And tomorrow's a new day. We'll start over. try to have some fun with it. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.
No.
Nuggets.
No.
So, day one, I talked about how, you do the errands, blah, 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 clean up the house on your day off. Day two was kind of like introducing you guys to like what is a basic work day for me. And then today was the Murphy's Law kind of thing, where we didn't have a good day, things happened. We have a channel where we talk about like borderline personality disorder and what that entails, both for her and for me, as trying to be a loving husband. And it's one of those things where it doesn't really matter what your position is. You have to meet this with so much love and so much understanding and a lot of patience, which I'm not always perfect at. I'm not. I'm a human. Humans get aggravated over things. Sometimes unnecessarily at that. And today was just one of those days where we had to work together to overcome something. And I feel like at the end of the day, that's what we did. We met something head on. We had to talk about it. We had to face it. We had to deal with it. And as a family, get past it. And I think that's a very important thing for people to do, especially in this situation where there can be a lot of frustration. This is not an easy task. This is not easy. I don't care what anybody says. When you're in a relationship like this and you're just moving into a new place and you have all these things to do in your apartment and you're just had a baby and she's going through her postpartum phase and we're both new parents and we're both lack of sleep, things can happen. And the important thing is to love each other through it and to find ways to say, you know what, it was a bad day. We're going to go to sleep together. We're going to apologize. We're going to tell each other we love each other, which is something I set up a long time ago. If we ever had an argument or a disagreement or whatever it may be, I don't care how mad we are, we still say I love you to each other before it's all said and done. Before we go to bed, we tell each other we love each other and we give each other a hug and we're there for each other. And that way it says, you know what, it might have been a bad day, we might have had disagreements, but I'm still there for you. So that's kind of my take on today.